watching this video, then just like me, you also had questions about what is VFTF. So VFTF क्या है? So VFTF is a visa-free transit facility. It's a service that is offered by the Singapore government to enter the country of Singapore if you are transiting from Singapore for a period of 96 hours. अब जानते हैं कि who is eligible for it and what do you need, to be eligible for it. So this is a service that is offered to nationals of countries like India, China, and then I see some of the countries like Commonwealth of Independent States, Georgia, Turkmenistan, Ukraine. But specifically talking about India, what do Indian citizens need to avail this VFTF services? So if you have a valid multiple entry visa from any of these countries, that is Australia, Canada, Germany, Japan, New Zealand, Switzerland, UK and US, अगर आपके पास इनमें से किसी भी country का multiple entry valid visa है, then if you are transiting from Singapore, then you can enter Singapore for a period of 96 hours without a need of a formal visa. That's one thing. The other thing is, if you also have a single entry visa from any of these countries, then also you can enter the country of Singapore if you are transiting from Singapore on your return leg if you're traveling back from any of these countries. That's number two. Now, what is the prerequisites, to avail this VFTF services? Number one, obviously you should have a valid Indian passport. Number two, you should be traveling from, let's say, India to any of the countries in the world, and you should be transiting from Singapore, provided you have just one ticket having the same PNR, and it should be transiting from Singapore. So आज की date में the options that you have, I believe, is Singapore Airlines, which obviously you'll transit from Singapore. Then I believe Scoot, and yes, I think these are the two airlines via which you'll be transiting from Singapore. So अगर आपने अपनी tickets इन दो airlines में book की है, and it's on the same PNR, right, going and returning, so return journey is booked on the same PNR, then either going or while coming back transiting from Singapore, you can enter the country of Singapore. It doesn't necessarily mean कि आपको जो मैंने 6 countries बोली हैं, you should be traveling to those countries. ऐसा नहीं है, आप किसी भी country में travel कर सकते हो, provided you just need to have a valid visa from any of these countries. Just to give you an example of my travels, so I traveled from Bombay to Bali via Singapore. I had my tickets booked on Singapore Airlines. So what I did was, while going, we traveled to Bali, and while returning from Bali, we entered the country of Singapore for 3 days using this VFTF services. But all my journey was booked on just one PNR on Singapore Airlines. Hence, it was really easy for me to avail this VFTF services. Again, I had a valid US visa, so that's how I was able to enter the country of Singapore. It doesn't mean that I should be traveling to Australia, New Zealand, US, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I was traveling to Bali, and while returning from Bali, I was able to avail this VFTF services. Somewhere on the video, or probably in the links, I will provide you the link of the Singapore government website where the VFTF services कैसे avail करनी है is mentioned over there. So I hope now you have a lot of information about the VFTF services and how do you avail them. But if you still have any more questions, feel free to put down your questions in the comments, and I'll make sure I respond to them on priority. So I guess I hope this video was helpful for you. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.